Okay, well, this is a part two review of the GT08 Smartwatch. The first review I did about 6 months ago, and it's been reasonably popular. But I've had a few comments coming back on the bottom of the YouTube channel, so I thought I'd address them in this short video. The very first review I did, I simply did with this with the smartwatch paired via Bluetooth to a smartphone, and I thought that's the way most people would use it because they wouldn't want to have a data SIM in here and a data SIM on their phone. But the very first comment I got back was from somebody called Sexy Smurf, and Sexy Smurf said that the review is BS. He has one of these phones, and if you put a SIM in it, you can go on Facebook and Google, etc. You can also call people and text people back on it, and there are other apps to count how many steps you do. The review is BS. Well, okay, so there is another way, the way that Sexy Smurf uses his phone, and that's not to pair it with a Bluetooth phone connection. It's to use a built-in SIM. And there is a built-in SIM. Well, there's not a built-in SIM, but there's a built-in slot. And if you just take the back off like so, and I'll just shut it down first. Okay, so that's shut down. So I can take the battery out now, and in there you'll see that there is a SIM card. Okay, now that SIM card is in this case from EE, a UK provider, mobile phone provider, and the SIM card is charged up with money and has a 4G data connection. Now, I'll put the back on, and we'll see how that works. So we'll hold in the button on the side, and we get. You saw all this in the original video. The difference this time, though, we're not connecting to Bluetooth. We are going to try and connect to all of the things that Sexy Smurf said we could access via the SIM. So we're going to go to the menu item, and we're going to go to the very first one, which was, he said, you could get to Facebook. So let's try Facebook. So the difference is this time, before it just said it wasn't available, this time we do seem to be getting it somewhere, but it can't connect via the SIM. Now that may be because it doesn't do a 4G connection, or maybe because it doesn't recognize the provider, which is a bit strange because they are one of the biggest, if not the biggest, in the UK. But Facebook is definitely not working. Google appears to work. The actual browser seems to work. Let's go to the home page. Again, we've got no bookmarks in there. So let's go back to, we've got no recent pages. Let's go back to the home page again. Let's see if I can change search or input. So I can put something in here. So I'm going to try and put, and this is the problem with this, is the size of the keyboard. And I'm going to try and get, see, this is the problem. Why this type of mechanism doesn't work on a smartphone. Go back. No. So I'm just going to pause this now while I print out the rest of the URL. Okay, so we're back, and I couldn't be bothered to write in a google.com, and I had real trouble getting it through the keyboard. There's different types of keyboard. This is the QWERTY one, but there's equally one that's, you can actually handwrite with your finger, but that's equally as bad. It just doesn't pick up any letters. If you try and do a T, you will constantly get an F. Anyway, so I've put in what I think is BT.com, another major telecoms company in the UK. And I'm going to say options, and I'm going to say, well, I don't really want to do, I just want to done. Anyway, so I said done, and connection fails. So whatever Sexy Smurf did, I don't seem to be able to get the same results. Even when I'm not pairing with Bluetooth and going directly straight to the site using the inbuilt SIM, I still can't get out to the internet. Okay, so the next one is from Sandosh Bhaskar, and he said, "How did you install WhatsApp, Facebook? Can you tell you how to do it?" Well, WhatsApp is already supposedly on here. There's WhatsApp, and the icons are already here. Now, in the original one I showed you when I was tethering with Bluetooth, these options just came up with a basic requester saying not available. So they only appear to be available if you've got a connection, a SIM in the phone, which is fine. But these don't appear to work. For me, they certainly don't work, even with a SIM in the phone. So they don't work on Bluetooth, and they don't work with a SIM in the phone. And I didn't need to install them. These icons already appeared on the actual phone. So the next question is from Daily Videos, and he said, "Can you make calls without a SIM, just by Bluetooth?" I would appreciate the answer. Well, yes, you can. Now, obviously, I'm not tethered with Bluetooth this time, but the last time I did make a call, but didn't manage to get it on video. So what actually happens is, if I go back to here, you can go to the telephone call, and you can put a telephone number in, and then if you click the green call, you have an option of a local call, which is using the SIM in built in, or BT Bluetooth call. And the Bluetooth call definitely works because I tried that the last time. And the next question is, do you have? Lucy said. Lucy said. Lucci said. Do you have to put a SIM card in to have the functionality for Chrome? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. We've just proved that now. And even then, it doesn't really work. Okay, so for this one, we've moved outside now to test to see if it's visible in daylight. We're doing a test against the Pebble steel, the Pebble Time steel. And as you can see, it is visible. The flicker doesn't actually exist in real life. It's just the camera. It's not great. It's not brilliant, but it is visible in daylight, not in bright sunlight, just daylight. I think it's unfair that I compared it with the Pebble because Pebble is known to have really good daylight visibility. But this is just the only smartwatch I had, which is my daily one. And as you can see, it's visible, but it's not as good as a Pebble. Okay, so the last topic I'm going to touch on is one that was posed by Vignesh Sharan. And he posed the question, is it water resistant? Now, waterproof and water resistant, there are some there's different views on what this is, but essentially is can I go and swim with it, I guess, or can I wear it in the shower? I think that's what he's looking to find an answer for. So I'm going to try and pose this question now, and this may be the very last thing that this watch gets tested on, because this may be the final frontier for this watch. Here is a bowl of water. Here is a watch which is switched on. I am simply going to put the watch in the water and see if it stays on. Now I can still see this display, so at the moment it's looking good. Pull it out and I'll try and get something on the screen to work. Okay, so it's sticking. I can see things moving, but I haven't quite got the full functionality. Okay, so it hasn't gone off, but I'm pretty sure that it's not. Oh, it is. I am getting some functionality, and I can slide it I can slide each screen, so perhaps it is working. Yeah, it's still, I can get something on the display, but it's not great. Yeah, I'll put it back in. It does seem to be working at this stage. So, this is what happened after I dried the phone up, after I'd put it in water. It is completely destroyed. So it's not waterproof. It may be water resistant, but quite frankly, I just wanted to get rid of it because I think it's an awful watch. It is the size of a small country on your wrist. And while I'm very impressed that they managed to get all this stuff inside it, it's pretty awful to use. So I'm quite happy to get rid of it.